All right, hello, hello. Okay, so getting near the end of the second day, delighted to see so many people here listening to great content instead of sitting in the great sunshine, which is kind of an everyday feature here. It'll still be going for a little while. And so coming up next is a company that I'm quite familiar with. I'm an advisor to, and they're doing something very interesting in the space, and they're also our platinum sponsor. Intimate, come on up. And do you have the clicker? There we go. Okay, great. Okay.
Perfect, thank you. So, one of the interesting topics that came up several times yesterday in the first few sessions was sex. And that's exactly the area that we're in. So we're a cryptocurrency designed specifically to solve problems of payments, trust, and reputation in the adult industry. Now, our definition of adult is pretty broad. It's content, it's interactive content, so cam sites, it's dating, it's BDSM, it's swinging, it's online goods, it's online apparel, and also sex education apps, which have problems with payments. So a very broad kind of approach. Basically, adult is broken, and crypto is the answer. I mean, a lot of people know that Vice Tech, or think that Vice Tech is one of the areas where crypto is really going to get a head start. And that's because it's actually solving a problem. There's lots of great use cases for crypto, but where consumers can currently solve those problems with existing systems, it's more unlikely for them to go through the kind of UX problems that they might go through to solve those problems. In adult, people don't have access to payments, and they don't have access to trust and reputation, so they're willing to try new systems that don't have particularly clean, I guess, or clear user experience. Crypto is looking for a use case. It's a fantastic technology. An adult desperately needs payments and trust. Once you get to this stage, you need to actually integrate it within the industry. So the industry's heard about Bitcoin for 9 years. They've tried BitPay. They've integrated this. Less than 1/1000th of their customers has ever paid in crypto, for a lot of reasons. But from their perspective, they then hear mining, they hear fees, they hear forks, and it's just too complex. They have no interest in getting involved. They don't know which crypto to pick, or if they do get paid in crypto, they don't know what to do with it. So they need a layer, like an organization, to sit in between and to basically take care of these problems, to take care of volatility, and basically if there's any changes to the networks, to be able to handle that. And so that's why a layer one blockchain agnostic solution makes the most sense. So we sit on top of the blockchain layer. So we're going to start off as an ERC20 token because it makes the most sense and it's got the most traction right now, but it's not that mature. We're not sure what it's going to be next, if it's going to be Neo, if it's going to be EOS or Waves. But by sitting in between, we can do integrations with these websites, with these platforms, and with these partners once, and make sure that we take the load off keeping up to date with the technology. So we've been in crypto for 5 years. We started off with Bitcoin ATMs as a way of getting consumers access to crypto, which is always a massive problem. It was still a big problem. It was difficult to scale. We're actually taking $60,000 out of ATMs every week, depositing in our personal bank account, and purchasing US dollars. We then moved to wallets to try and make it easy to use. The problem with wallets was you still couldn't get crypto. We tried dealing with most of the banks, then had problems dealing with the banks and getting payment gateways. So we sat there going, this is a great tech, it's going to change the world, but where's the commercial model? The only crypto businesses to date really that have made money has been exchanges, and that wasn't something we were bothered to do. During this period in time, we kind of took a look at another industry and went and had a look at the adult industry. So in Sydney and in London, we've launched an application where you can book escorts on demand. So Uber for escorts. We pre-authorized credit cards, track the appointment, peer-reviewed mechanism. The problems they have, again, are payments and trust. Our payment gateways don't know what we're doing. The holy grail of crypto, and for us, and we're looking at, is trust and reputation. The payment stuff makes sense, right? There's no chargebacks, the fees are lower, it's more inclusive, you can't be denied by credit card companies, that's fine. There's plenty of cryptos targeting that stuff. Trust and reputation is absolutely the key. And if you can utilize the payment as a way of building reputation, that helps to bootstrap this ecosystem. So every time that you spend Intimate's burnt, and as that Intimate is burnt, you gain reputation, either a 1 or a 0, and also, a block of text. Now the best thing about this is it uses a web of trust. So it's not, it is a subjective measure of reputation. So when I go to engage one counterparty, the reputation of that party uses the blockchain's ledger to calculate the trust aspect, which is specific to those two users at that time of transaction. Now, on the journey between decentralized and centralized, it's going to take a while to get to that stage. So initially, the intimate node will be the first node that every user trusts to get an idea of the measure of trust. On top of this, then you can basically sign attributes by third parties. So think about someone that verifies your ID, a Jumio, a Green ID. They basically check your ID. They know that you're over 18. They know where you live. Now, they don't sign your ID with that information. They just sign it saying you are over 18, and they know who you are, which provides a much higher degree of trust. Think then also about STI checks. So rather than going to someone and showing them a piece of paper or a photocopy, particularly in the adult industry, you actually are able to show them that you've got a certificate signed by an organization that does STI checks valid at a current date. So the major social economics, the biggest thing here is when transactions are burned, when transactions occur, fees are burned. There's also two-party escrow, which I won't go into, but it's very, very cool. There's staking as well. Staking works with rewards and also to increase the visibility of a user within the ecosystem. Two-party escrow or staking is very, very cool, and we can go into that a bit later. We've got a bunch of partners on board across content, interactive content. Nats is very cool. They're an affiliate network for the whole adult industry, so we're getting them on board as a payment partner. Integrity also. We've got a lot of articles and press already, but despite not starting our PR campaign, so Forbes, Bloomberg, TechCrunch. There's 16 people working full-time on this project. One of them is part-time. Everyone else on this project is working full-time. We were 5 people in September. This was us 3 days ago in Malaysia. The point in here is even staff, advisors, and partner, no one vests for 18 months. We're all locked up long-term. Boring graph, but basically in terms of from a competitive landscape, we're the only people in adult who are actually looking at reputation. And there's 5 of us here. If you're interested, reach out and have a chat. Thanks.